Getting your first paid speaking gig, it is not about having the perfect brand or a viral reel. It's about one simple move that 90% of speakers overlook, and it could land you your first gig this month if you do it properly. Now, most new speakers, they overcomplicate the process of getting started. I don't know why they do this. Maybe I do know why, because you want to get traction, you're also comparing yourself to every other speaker. You're not every other speaker. You are you, and use the power of that. What most new speakers think is they have to have some massive following or some expensive demo video and 10 years of experience. But the truth is, genuinely, your first gig is usually hiding in plain sight. It's right there. You just haven't asked the right way, in the right place, or with the right pitch. Done properly with the right language, people will find you immediately and go, this is a fit for me. So in this video, I'm going to give you the simplest, most repeatable way to land your first paid stage, even if no one knows your name yet. I know it's possible because how I started doing stuff. I was just a guy who was a gym owner tucked away somewhere, and now I get to be on stages for Tony Robbins, share the stage with him as well. I get to go and speak for guys like John Maxwell and Brendan Burchard's stages, and Amazon, Best Buy, Chick-fil-A, T-Mobile, all these cool brands I get to work with. But I started as a nobody, the way everybody starts. And to be honest, you kind of have to, because if you don't start there, you don't learn what you need to learn to be successful as you climb the ranks. So I'm going to walk you through the 5 things to think about, or 5 steps to progress you to that point. Because I started with going to parks and talking to strangers, high schools, elementary places, B&Is, Chamber of Commerce, where no one knew me, and I didn't even know the value of my message just yet, and I refined it over time to get where I'm at now. So I'm going to teach you this stuff from a person who is still actually doing this. So the first thing to do, step 1, start local and start strategic, meaning your first gig doesn't have to be on a stage in a stadium in front of 20,000 people. It has to be real. Real people hearing your real story, giving you real feedback in real time. Look for the low-hanging fruit to get started, meaning local business groups, chambers of commerce, Rotary clubs, meetups, B&Is, schools, churches, nonprofits, companies hosting internal trainings or team events. Start where the barrier for entry is low, but the impact can be high. Now, you might be telling yourself, well, I don't want to go out there because I'm not going to be paid to do it. And I'm not saying to go do free speeches all the time. I am saying if you want to get paid, you want to get started. Start the process. You might get an honorarium for $100. That's okay. It pays for gas, get you somewhere. But if you're really wanting to get started, you need to find out what you're saying that's received well, what's not received well, what you need to improve upon. All these little nuanced pieces come into play. And so your job is to get out there in the marketplace and start doing your thing. And it's not to say that you doing a speech for free or for cheap doesn't lead to someone going, I love what you talked about at so-and-so's event. Can you please come talk to our team? Now, if you did something for free, that's okay, right? Everybody in the audience doesn't know it was for free. They might assume you got paid to be there. And guess what? If they have a discussion with you, don't tell them you did it for free. Start the process by getting out and doing what you do. And if somebody has a conversational question about you speaking for their group, great, my speaking fee is blank, and then start that conversation there. This is how I have easily been able to, at times in the past, gone, you know what? I'm being asked to talk for free, but I'm in front of a bunch of decision makers for a bunch of companies. Let me go do it. And I'll actually go out there and do my thing with the reality that I am actually marketing. I'm marketing my brand, my language, my message, myself to a group of people who could for sure pay me later on to go do my thing. So start small. Don't look for the biggest, grandest stage. Start with a stage, period. Get real people to listen to you. 2, build a 1-sentence pitch around your $1 million message. If you don't know what your $1 million message is, watch some other videos. I'll explain it in depth to what it is. But the truth is, without that message, you're not rare, you're not valuable. You'll tuck in and blend in with everybody else doing what they do. So don't send some long bio or resume. Send a clear, structured message around your dialed-in message, or a sentence around your message. So you can say, I help blank audience solve blank problem so they can have blank outcome. So I help teams and individuals optimize their identities for peak performance. Right? They perform at a high level. Or I teach teams how to be able to go to defining moments with the mentality of, I've done too much work in the dark to lose in the light. There's a lot of ways I can frame my conversational points for my brand itself, but I've taken time to do this. So now when somebody listens, they go, man, we need that. Our company could benefit from this conversation he is having. So having this thought in place is critical. Here's an example. I help new managers communicate with confidence so they can lead with clarity, not confusion. This gives planners or bureaus or booking agents something that's more concrete to say yes to. Without this, you're just hoping they like your story. And I'm telling you, no one cares about your story. They care about the message from your story, which then has them care about your story. So a clear message, it cuts through the noise and it builds instant trust with people. Also, instant value. Leads us to point number 3. Make 10 direct asks this week. Most people won't do this because honestly, they're just scared. But like most people, they don't land gigs not because they're not good enough. It's because they don't ask. Purely volume. Like I have found that volume is the biggest issue. You may send 1 or 2 emails out and go, oh, no one replied to me. Well, yeah, you sent 2 emails out. They might have gone to the spam box. They don't know you. Why would they open that up, right? Volume. The more you can get the name out there, the message out there, does 2 things. It puts you on radar and it gives you feedback to refine your message to get more replies. So you need to have some, it's like 2 or 3 sentences max, and you send it out. Include your $1 million message plus a soft call to action. For example, would you be open to a 10-minute call to see if this would serve your group? And then send that with a message that is your unique message. Let them have a response back and forth. And you should be sending 10, if not 10 a week, 10 a day at some point in time. And that'll help you in time get conversations. You might get maybe 1 to 2 opportunities with guaranteed consistency of messages. If you don't give those messages out with consistency, I can guarantee no success for you. But your job is not to gauge whether or not you're going to get rejected. It's to send as much as you can out, because the more you send out, statistically, they call it law of averages. By the sheer law of averages, you're going to have yourself in some messages. Now, I don't know why it is, but some people get worried they may get rejected. They get worried that someone's not going to like their stuff, or I want to get it perfect before I send it out. Send it out. Just send it out. The more you get into a rhythm of marketing, it's going to be way more important for you than you actually getting the marketing message perfect the first time. It'll get better, but not if you're not doing the thing to put the message in front of people to get it better. So you can't worry about the feedback, the language that might be negative. You got to get something out to the world, because once the machine's moving and you keep it moving, well, now you can optimize the language. Now you can refine the words that you use. Brings us to point 4. Offer value first. Listen, even if it's free. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video right now. Now, I want to let you know that I developed a speaker quiz that reveals what your speaker type is, the strength of your type, and more importantly, how to capitalize on that type to build an impactful and income-producing speaking business. To get this quiz and take it and get the information you need, simply hit the link you see below in the description, or you can wait till the end of the video to head over and check it out. All right, that's it. Let's get back to it. Now, if it's your first gig, offer to speak without demanding pay, but have a strategy with this, right? Meaning, hey, look, I normally charge $2,000 a keynote, but I'd love to waive my fee for your opportunity so I can serve your audience to build a relationship, right? I'm going to waive my fee so I can serve your audience because I want to build a relationship with you and with the people I'm speaking to. Now, maybe you've never gotten paid for a speech. That's okay. It's totally fine. But here's what you can use it to do. Testimonials, video footage, referrals to other opportunities that'll pay you. It's all a matter, for my opinion, being contacted and then contracted. Like we call it the contacted to contracted pipeline, right? It's an action this way, because now what happens, you're in conversation, you're having a discussion. They go, man, we're going to get a deal. This person typically charges $2,000 for a keynote. We're getting it for free. And all they want is a relationship with us. They want to be able to serve our people. And when they hear the relationship thing, people know that means something ongoing. There's going to be some way that you're going to benefit as long as you do your thing, and they're also going to benefit. And there's nothing wrong with this. That's how business works. But if you don't do any speeches because you're not getting a full fee, you're going to struggle. In the beginning, you kind of want to get in the position to find out what will make somebody want to pay you more. And when you start giving a speech and when you start refining it, you'll find out the pieces they like. They'll come up to you afterwards and go, man, I love when you said this one piece. Or, man, now that I've heard this, I can probably go do this. Or, I have great confidence now. Or, man, I never thought of it that way. My team could really utilize that skill set or that thing you taught. But you open the door now to hear about what they love. I have a client that for a long time had this process called like the 3 Ps. And he had, his whole thing going back and forth for a while. And then at one point on a stage, he said something about this one more thought. And afterwards, he had a bunch of people come up and go, man, I love the way you talked about that. And sure enough, in conversation, he found a piece that is a unique bubble that he could pop into. And now he has his own carved out message, different from the previous one, that people resonate with. They are drawn to. It's only because he was giving the talk and fielding feedback. And in doing that, he refined it to make it even more valuable for when he gets out there to market himself to get booked for stages. Now, point number 5, turn that gig into 5 after you speak. Don't just say thanks. Say, hey, do you know 2 or 3 other groups who'd benefit from my talk? Ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. You've heard it before. It's a truth. No one's trying to build your business. No one's trying to get you on stage. That's your job for yourself. So if you don't ask, don't expect something to happen. Ask for intros, ask for referrals, testimonials, all these things, and do it while you're there. Don't do it later on. Like, do it on the spot when you're there. Leverage the momentum of this gig and then document everything for proof. Now, we have an automated system in our Speak to Freedom coaching program that does a lot of this all for you. But the idea is this first gig, it's got to be a win. And if you make it a system for outreach to get leads, that's when it becomes a win. If it's no system in place, nothing follows that, you're not a win. Like, you're just doing your thing and hoping somebody gets a hold of you. They don't do it that way. You have to leverage the conversation, the engagement, all of it to turn this over into being something beneficial for you. Now, I call it speech spin, which means when I get up on a stage, I'm intentionally trying to turn one gig into more gigs. Now, when you do it right, you create a keynote that embeds a framework, that has a title, that has an outcome, and they're going to listen during the keynote for that piece of language. And then what you're able to do is when you talk about this, they see that that's the leveraging point for your success. Well, now afterwards, you can have a discussion about how you can implement that for their company's coaching, consulting, workshops beyond the stage. But also when somebody comes up to you, they might go, hey, we loved that talk and that concept. Can you bring it to our team? Or you actually ask, hey, do you know of a company or a group or a team or whatever that could use this process I talked about? You have to initiate this. I know that for a lot of folks, it's scary. It's nervousing to start asking, hey, can I do more business with you? But think about this. If you go out and do your thing and then you ask for more business, do you think that they think you believe in your stuff? Well, yeah, because you're trying to do more business. And that's a big critical piece of it. Because if you did well, delivered well, and you believe in it, they're like, man, we need something. We need someone around us that believes in their stuff and can get an outcome. And on top of that, people like to feel cool. And they want to feel cool to their friends. Think about when you've ever decided to share a beautiful restaurant or a delicious restaurant with a friend of yours. You already went there. You know it tastes good. Why are you sharing it? Because you want your friend to experience the same kind of coolness that you experienced. So when you do something awesome, incentivize that, ask them to help and push the name out there. And then what happens is they're happy to share you with their friends because you're going to make their friends happy. You're going to make them look good to their friends. So ask for that, engage with that, right? You don't need, again, to have a big name to get a big opportunity. I promise you don't. You need a clear message, a simple ask, and the guts. I'm going to say the guts to send this stuff out, to send messages, to ask questions, all these things. And you should structure it to where it's a scripted process. It's not guesswork. You know what to send, how to send it. And most of the time, it's more than one email. It's multiple conversations, multiple things being sent out to initiate a conversation or discussion to get you in a position to really sell yourself, to close the deal. Now, if you want an exact script and all the structure that goes into developing this, sending this, all the little pieces, I want to invite you to take a look at what we do. We have a whole template, a whole outreach system, all these things. They are part of our programs for our students in Speak to Freedom. Go to speaktofreedom.com. Now, if you have no interest in having any help in all these kind of things, you want to get we'll call it the freebies from social media and YouTube, I say go for it. Do as much as you can free. I'm all for that, right? But if you want help to get booked, let us help you. Outside of that, the freebie stuff is going to come in the next video where I'm going to unpack even more stuff about the speaking business and how you can go from being an unknown to a known and actually have an amazing, impactful, and income-producing speaking business. That's it. I will see you in the next video.